How is that not a goal? Senne, Lammens, that's it.
And he's managed to shuffle it through to Coyote.
There's a clear before and after at Manchester United. And it all starts with him, mate. Best signing of the season, full stop. Look at the record. Without Lammens, 5 wins, 6 draws, 17 losses. Chaos. After his debut, 15 wins, 6 draws, just 4 losses. United paid around £18.2 million plus add-ons to bring him in, while Amorim was pushing for Emiliano Martinez. Madness, I know. But fair play to Ineos because they absolutely nailed it. Lammens right now, the best shot stopper in the Premier League. Simple. The only way you beat him is with absolute screamers.
Oh my God.
Because anything normal, he's saving it. Since his debut, he's prevented 5.6 goals, the most in the entire league. And remember, he didn't even start the season. He only debuted in October against Sunderland. 0 errors leading to goals. Let that sink in. 0 safe hands. 6 clean sheets already. He deserves more, but oh well. The defence is improving. 41 goals conceded overall, around 1.27 per game. 69 total saves. And he's already ranked among the top goalkeepers in the league in his first season. Listen, we've seen legends at Old Trafford. Schmeichel, De Gea. So when you see a real one, you know. And Lammens, he's that guy. The scary part? He's playing like this, and he's not even in his prime yet. He just dropped another masterclass against Brentford and Aiden Heaven, pulling off saves that made it look like there was a brick wall behind him. You could feel it. Attackers already thinking twice before shooting. And somehow, he's being ignored in Young Player of the Season debates. How? Is it the goalkeeper tax? Or do people just not want to admit a 23-year-old is already dominating the league? For me, it's simple. He's top 3 keepers in the Premier League this season. No debate.
Vibrations reverberate through the team, which leads to confidence, security, assuredness. When I look back
After the Onana nightmare over the last 2 years, United finally feel safe again. You can see it in the defence, you can feel it in the fans. There's trust again, confidence, calm. Since his debut, he's been a consistent 7 out of 10, minimum every single game. Coming from the Belgian league, straight into the most pressured position at the most scrutinised club in England.
And obviously at your old club, Manchester United, goalkeeper mistakes have become...
Oh, the scrutiny on it.
Oh, the scrutiny.
It's the hardest position to play in at this moment in time.
Gary Neville said that.
The hardest position to play, I promise you, in world football. 1, I think Man United is in general, but 2, the goalkeeper position for Man United. Oh my gosh.
I was going to ask you, do you think Gary Neville's right? But yes, you do.
100% he's right. It's so hard. Man United in general, just really hard. But the goalkeeper,
Don't forget your 2 best players in your team when you start is your centre forward who scores goals, and your second best player is your goalkeeper.
Man City got it right at least.
And performing like this, that deserves serious respect, mate. This isn't just a good goalkeeper. This is a generational one. And to understand just how good he really is, we need to go back to where it all began. Lammens' journey to Old Trafford didn't start in bright lights or big stadiums, mate. It started in Erpenmeer, a quiet little town between Brussels and Ghent, the kind of place where football is still about family, pride and graft. His first club was KRC Bambrugge, basically home turf. This wasn't just any team, it was part of his bloodline. His great-uncle was honorary president, his uncle the sporting director. Football wasn't a dream for Lammens, it was his environment. And here's the twist, he didn't even start as a goalkeeper. Nah, he played up front, a striker, using that same physical presence, that same strength we now see in goal. But at 10 years old, everything changed. He made a decision that would define his entire career. I want to be a goalkeeper. Why? Simple. He didn't want to sit on the bench. He didn't like the running. He wanted action. He wanted impact. His dad even tried to talk him out of it, sent him to a goalkeeper camp thinking he'd hate it. But nah, it backfired completely. That was the moment. That's when Senne Lammens was born as a goalkeeper. Back at Dender, he started turning heads. Scouts began noticing something different. Not just size, not just reflexes, but presence. And soon enough, the call came from Club Brugge. That's where things got serious. Day after day, he drilled the basics. Shot stopping, one-on-ones, command of the box. He wasn't just learning the position, he was owning it. But it wasn't easy. Competition was brutal. Another top talent, Nick Shinton, was right there with him. And early on, people didn't even realise how good Lammens actually was. Coaches said it themselves. He didn't see his own talents were ahead of him. But instead of breaking him, that pushed him. Under 15, under 16, confidence started growing. And once that clicked, different player. Then came the moment that defined his mentality. UEFA Youth League, Brugge losing 2-1 to Real Madrid. Last seconds, 90+4, corner kick. And what does Lammens do? He goes up, not just for chaos, but with intent. He reads the ball, loses his marker, and bangs a perfect header into the net. Equaliser. That wasn't luck, mate. That was mentality. That was a goalkeeper saying, I don't just stop goals, I decide games. Then came the real test, Club NXT in Belgium's second division. At 18, he was already facing grown men. experienced strikers. One of the highest save percentages in the league. That's when the first team had no choice. They had to bring him up. And behind the scenes, he was learning from Simon Mignolet, not just how to save shots, but how to think the game. Distribution, transitions, becoming the first attacker, that modern goalkeeper role. That's where Lammens evolved. That's what caught Manchester United's eye. At just 16, he was already travelling with the first team for Champions League nights. Imagine that. From a small town to Europe's biggest stage. And in 2021, he even lifted the Belgian Super Cup on his debut. But here's the reality. Breaking into the first team wasn't easy. Mignolet was still the number one. Opportunities were limited, just a few appearances, and then the decision had to be made. Because for a player like Lammens, waiting was never part of the plan. The 2023-2024 season was the turning point for Senne Lammens, the year where everything started to click. He arrived at Royal Antwerp on a free from Club Brugge, not as the main guy, not yet. At first he was just the backup to John Boutte, but by the end of the season, he wasn't just playing, he was taking over. The cup run, that's where he really made his name. Mark van Bommel trusted him from day one in the Beker van België, and Lammens repaid that trust big time. 6 games, all of them played, 3 clean sheets, and a massive role in getting Antwerp all the way to the final. And even in the final, a 1-0 loss against Union Saint-Gilloise, he was still the standout performer. 90 minutes, multiple top saves, keeping his team alive when they had no right to be. That's when people started realising, this kid isn't just a backup, he's the future. But it wasn't just the cup. Nah, he showed it everywhere. Champions League debut, away at Porto, Estadio do Dragão. Proper hostile night, big pressure, first appearance at that level, and he delivers. 5 high-level saves, some of them point blank. Antwerp lose 2-0, but the story wasn't the result. It was Lammens, calm, composed, fearless. Belgian media clocked it straight away. This wasn't normal for a 21-year-old. Then the semi-final against KV Oostende, second leg. Antwerp pushing for the final. Clean sheet, job done. But more than that, 2 massive interventions in counter-attacks that could have flipped the entire tie. And on the ball, flawless. Starts the move for the second goal with a perfect long pass. That's modern goalkeeping. League playoffs. Circle Brugge away. One of the toughest grounds, high press, balls constantly flying into the box. And Lammens? Perfect. 100% success rate on aerial claims, commanding the area like a veteran. Clean sheet. That performance basically sealed it. Van Bommel knew. Next season, he's number 1. The 2024-2025 season is when Senne Lammens stopped being a prospect and became a problem. A proper problem. Because that year, he didn't just perform, he screamed to the whole of Europe, a star is born. Look at the numbers, 173 saves across the season, the most of any goalkeeper in Europe's top 10 leagues. Not Belgium, Europe. And not just volume, quality. 80% save success rate, 81.4% in the league. Elite levels. Only Koeman slightly edged him in goals prevented, but Lammens was right there. 10 clean sheets in the Belgian league, leading the race for the Golden Glove. And penalties? Different animal. 5 saves out of 7 faced since the start of the previous season. That's not luck. That's presence. That's aura. And then the performances. Because this isn't just about stats, it's about moments. Anderlecht away. 0-0. The Wall of Brussels, absolute madness, constant pressure, wave after wave, and Lammens just refused to break. 1v1s, point-blank saves, delaying until the last millisecond before reacting. Pure elite goalkeeping. Belgian media said it best. Lammens keeps the door locked. That game sealed it. Best keeper in the league. No debate. Genk away, title-deciding phase, tight game, 1-0 win. And in the final 10 minutes, proper siege. Crosses flying in, chaos in the box. And Lammens just dominates, claims everything. 2 massive aerial interventions inside the 6-yard box. That's where his 1.93 metres becomes a weapon. That clean sheet, his 15th of the season, Golden Glove locked in. When Ineos saw all of this, they didn't hesitate. Because Lammens doesn't just make saves, he saves in a way that feels familiar. Proper United DNA. His style instantly reminds you of some of the club's most loved keepers. In 1v1 situations, he's aggressive, quick off his line, closing angles like his life depends on it. But what really separates him from other young goalkeepers is his positioning. Chest facing the ball, perfectly balanced until the very last second, forcing attackers into decisions they don't want to make. That hesitation, that's where Lammens wins. This is where it gets scary. It's very De Gea-like, especially peak De Gea before 2019. Quick reactions, explosive legs. That blocking technique in tight spaces. When shots come from close range, he often starts deeper, closer to his line, buying himself that extra split second to read the play. And then boom, 2 steps forward, angle closed, shot denied. And in the air, no fear. Last season, he claimed 44 crosses, more than any goalkeeper in Belgium. That's not just confidence. That changes everything for a defence. When your keeper dominates the box like that, defenders breathe easier. He attacks crosses, gets there first, very similar to Emiliano Martinez, but with even more composure on the ball. But let's be real, the thing that made United fall in love was his reactions, the double saves, the ridiculous reflex stops, the "how did he save that" moments. Pure instinct, pure madness. And then you look at the data, 18.4 goals prevented. That's insane. That means he stopped almost 19 goals more than an average goalkeeper would have conceded. Let that sink in. That's not good. That's elite. That's game-changing. So when you combine all of that, and you look at the disaster United were living through with Onana and Baindir, bringing in a goalkeeper like this wasn't just exciting, it felt necessary. But even then, no one expected this. No one expected him to walk into the Premier League and become the best signing of the season.
First thing that stands out about him. Go on. He's like baby De Gea in terms of, oh my God, this team is absolutely leaking shots and this goalkeeper is just about keeping his team in it. He has the baby De Gea-ness to him. One thing that really impressed me is he's very...
What he's done at Old Trafford, mate, is just madness. It genuinely feels like Peter Schmeichel in disguise.
The one in particular of, Schmeichel in disguise.
That same presence, that same authority, that same feeling that nothing is getting past him. And United fans hadn't felt that since De Gea, maybe even Van der Sar. From his very first game, you could see it. A different kind of confidence. Not nervous, not reactive, dominant. Week after week, he's been proving it. His debut, 4th of October 2025 versus Sunderland. Not just any match. Old Trafford, first start, pressure through the roof. Amorim throws him in to calm the chaos, and Lammens delivers a clean sheet in a 2-0 win. But it wasn't just the result, it was the moments. United leading 1-0, Sunderland pushing before half-time. Granit Xhaka smashes one from distance, top corner written all over it, and Lammens flies across his goal and palms it away like it's nothing. Proper big keeper save, the kind that shifts momentum. Then the 1v1, minute 72. Kemsdine Talby clean through. This is where young keepers panic. Not him. He stays up, waits, makes himself massive, and blocks it with his body. Ice cold. Textbook. But the real statement? Anfield. 19th of October. That's where he became elite. United win 1-2, and Lammens was the reason. Isak through on goal. Salah with the assist. You already know the script. But Lammens reads it, closes the angle perfectly, waits for the shot, and blocks it with his shoulder. Not luck. Positioning. Intelligence. Then Salah tries his classic curler. Far post. Top bins. And Lammens. Full stretch. Fingertips. Saves it. One of those saves that goes viral instantly. The kind that makes strikers just shake their heads. And it didn't stop there. Brighton. He saved everything. Long shots. Close range. Doesn't matter. Welbeck probably still sees him in his nightmares. Tottenham. 2 massive saves. One from Romero inside the 6-yard box. Another from a Palhinha volley. Reflexes on another level. Wolves. His best save of the season. Double save inside the box. 2 shots. 2 reactions. Ridiculous. Manchester Derby. He was unbelievable. Haaland, Cherki, didn't matter. Clean sheet, United shutting out City thanks to him. Then Arsenal at the Emirates, Zubimendi smashes one from close range. Reflex save straight to a corner, no time to think, just instinct. A week later, 1v1 versus Raul Jimenez, denied. Calm, controlled. West Ham, pure De Gea vibes, winning every duel, every close range situation. Everton, dominant, 43 touches, 4 saves, 4 punches, 2 high claims, 0 goals conceded. Absolute control of the box. And then Brentford, plus aid in heaven. He literally saved 2 goals from his own teammate situations and still dropped another masterclass. 5 saves, 9 recoveries, and that 1v1 save, one of the images of the season. And that's the thing, you can pick any Lammens game and you'll find a world-class save every single time. That's not form, that's level, that's generational. And it didn't go unnoticed. Belgium called him up, friendlies versus Mexico and USA. And against the Americans? He played like Courtois, proper statement performance. This guy changed Manchester United completely. Look at the numbers. Goals prevented per game. Onana 1.5, ranked 16th in the league. Lammens 5.21, ranked 3rd. That's not even the same universe. They call him Baby Courtois for a reason. But honestly, he's building his own name now. Elite consistency, elite level, the best signing of the season. And if we're being real, one of the main reasons United are sitting 3rd and heading back to the Champions League